Tragic incident at Taylor Swift-themed event in England, 2 children dead, 9 injured. Southport, England. A Taylor Swift-themed event turned tragic on July 29 when a stabbing attack left 2 children dead and 9 others injured, 6 of whom are in critical condition. The incident occurred near a dance workshop organized by Heart Space Studios in Southport, a seaside town in northwest England. Details of the attack. The horrifying event unfolded at a Taylor Swift yoga and dance workshop, where children were gathered for a day of music and dance. According to Merseyside Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy, a 17-year-old male entered the premises armed with a knife and began attacking the children inside. Adults present at the event bravely attempted to protect the children, resulting in additional injuries. Emergency response. Northwest Ambulance Service confirmed via X, formerly Twitter, that 8 patients with stab injuries were taken to Alderhay Children's Hospital, Aintree University Hospital, and Southport and Formby Hospital. Alderhay Children's Hospital declared a major incident in response to the influx of critically injured children. Police action. Law enforcement quickly apprehended the suspect, a 17-year-old male, who is currently in police custody and being questioned about the attack. Officials have confirmed that the incident is not being treated as terror-related, and no other suspects are being sought. Official statements. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer expressed his shock and condolences on X, stating, "Horrendous and deeply shocking news emerging from Southport. My thoughts are with all those affected. I would like to thank the police and emergency services for their swift response." Southport's Member of Parliament, Patrick Hurley, also addressed the tragedy, urging the community to follow police advice and avoid the area. "I am hoping for the best possible outcomes to the casualties affected. My thoughts go out to all those affected, their loved ones, and to the entire community," he wrote on X. Community impact. The incident has left the Southport community in shock and mourning. News has reached out to Merseyside Police, representatives for Taylor Swift, and Heart Space Studios for further comments but has not yet received a response. As investigations continue, the focus remains on supporting the victims and their families during this incredibly difficult time. The community and authorities are working together to ensure safety and provide assistance to those affected by this senseless act of violence. Tragic stabbing at Taylor Swift-themed dance workshop in Southport, 2 children dead, 9 injured. Southport, England. A horrifying knife attack at a Taylor Swift-themed dance workshop in Southport has left 2 children dead and 9 others injured, with 6 victims in critical condition. The tragedy unfolded at a dance studio on Hart Street on Monday, July 29, around 11:50 a.m. Details of the incident. The assailant, a 17-year-old boy from Banks, entered the dance workshop and began stabbing attendees. Among the injured are 2 adults who bravely tried to protect the children. They remain critically ill in the hospital. Arrest and investigation. Armed police swiftly responded to the scene, detained the suspect, and seized a knife. The motive for the attack is currently unclear, but authorities have stated that it is not being treated as terror-related. The teenager remains in police custody for questioning. Eyewitness accounts. Witnesses described the scene as chaotic and terrifying. Colin Perry, owner of Masters Vehicle Body Repairs, recounted seeing several young girls running from the studio, bleeding and in distress. "The mothers are coming here now and screaming. It is like a scene from a horror movie," he said. Community impact. The Southport community is in shock and mourning after this senseless act of violence. Police have urged the public to avoid the area around Hart Street as the investigation continues. Emergency services responded rapidly, with injured individuals taken to Alderhay Children's Hospital, Aintree University Hospital, and Southport and Formby Hospital. Official statements. Merseyside Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy addressed the public in a press conference, expressing deep sorrow and urging calm as the investigation unfolds. "We understand that the children were attending a Taylor Swift event at a dance school when the offender armed with a knife walked into the premises and started to attack the children inside," she said. Calls for support and solidarity. Local leaders and officials have spoken out against the violence. Southport's Member of Parliament, Patrick Hurley, updated his constituents on the situation and expressed his condolences. "I am hoping for the best possible outcomes to the casualties affected. My thoughts go out to all those affected, their loved ones, and to the entire community," he wrote on X, formerly Twitter. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer also conveyed his shock and sympathy, stating, "Horrendous and deeply shocking news emerging from Southport. My thoughts are with all those affected. I would like to thank the police and emergency services for their swift response." Moving forward, as the investigation continues, the focus remains on supporting the victims and their families during this incredibly difficult time. The community and authorities are working together to ensure safety and provide assistance to those affected by this senseless act of violence. The tragic incident has cast a somber shadow over Southport, but the resilience and solidarity of the community will undoubtedly help in the healing process. Tragic stabbing at Taylor Swift-themed dance workshop in Southport, 2 children dead, 9 injured. Southport, England. A devastating knife attack at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Southport has resulted in the deaths of 2 children, with 9 others injured, including 6 in critical condition. The tragic incident occurred at a dance studio on Hart Street on Monday, July 29, around 11:50 a.m. Details of the incident. A 17-year-old boy from Banks entered the dance workshop armed with a knife and began attacking attendees. Among the injured are 2 adults who bravely attempted to protect the children. Both adults remain critically ill in the hospital. The suspect was swiftly detained by armed police, who seized the weapon used in the attack. Authorities have stated that the motive remains unclear, but the incident is not being treated as terror-related. Emergency response. Merseyside Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy expressed deep sorrow over the incident, confirming the deaths and injuries. "It is with great sadness that we confirm 2 children have died as a result of their injuries. 9 other children have been injured, 6 of them critically. 2 adults also remain in critical condition after being injured while trying to protect the children," Kennedy said during a press conference. The Northwest Ambulance Service, NWAS, responded promptly, dispatching 13 ambulances along with specialized resources, including the Hazardous Area Response Team, Air Ambulance, and Merit doctors. 8 patients with stab injuries were taken to Alderhay Children's Hospital, Aintree University Hospital, and Southport and Formby Hospital. Alderhay Children's Hospital has declared a major incident and urged parents to bring their children to the emergency department only in urgent cases. Eyewitness accounts. Witnesses described the scene as chaotic and harrowing. Colin Perry, owner of Masters Vehicle Body Repairs on Hart Street, likened it to a horror movie. "The mothers are coming here now and screaming. It is like a scene from a horror movie," he recounted. Bear Varathan, who owns a corner shop on Hart Street, described seeing injured children running from the scene, bleeding from multiple stab wounds. "They were all aged about 10. One of them was really seriously injured. I hope they will be okay," he said. Community impact. The Southport community is reeling from the shocking violence. Local authorities have urged residents to avoid the area around Hart Street while the investigation continues. A local parent, who wished to remain anonymous, said his daughter was traumatized by the attack. "My daughter was in it and she was traumatized. She ran away and she's safe," he shared. Official statements. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer expressed his condolences and gratitude to the emergency services for their swift response. "The events today are just truly awful and I know the whole country is deeply shocked at what they have seen and what they have heard. Our thoughts and condolences are with the victims, their families, their friends, and the wider community," he stated. Southport MP Patrick Hurley echoed these sentiments, expressing his deep concern and hope for the best possible outcomes for the casualties. "I am deeply concerned by the reports coming from Merseyside Police about a major incident on Hart Street in Southport today. My thoughts go out to all those affected, their loved ones, and the entire community," he wrote on X, formerly Twitter. Moving forward, as the investigation continues, the focus remains on supporting the victims and their families through this incredibly difficult time. The Southport community, while shocked and saddened, is coming together to offer support and solidarity in the wake of this tragic event. The incident has cast a somber shadow over Southport, but the resilience and strength of the community will undoubtedly play a crucial role in the healing process.